Hi guys, welcome back to 3D Tech Valley. Today we have something different that we haven't done before. We're going to review a 3D scanner. It's the 3D Mold by 3D Maker Pro. We have it on our lab. We've done a few tests with it and you're going to get the lowdown of how the device works. So myself, I'm not really a fan of 3D scanning, or let me say I wasn't really a fan of 3D scanning because that's a couple of years ago. But over time, things have changed. The scanners nowadays are a little bit handy. They're not like big, large items that you have to, that you need like 4 guys to carry around, like, you know, those 3D scanners of the 90s or 2000s. Apart from that, their prices have really dropped down, just like the same thing with 3D printers and lasers and things like that. So I thought it was a nice thing for me to get one of the 3D scanners that's on the market, get to find out how it works, see whether it's easy or difficult to use, and basically just be comfortable with 3D scanning, and that's what we're going to do. So I have the 3D scanner already here in the lab. We're going to unbox it, see the parts, fix it, scan a couple of items, and then give a verdict on whether this thing is going to be a worthy investment for you or whether it's just another play toy that you're going to add in your workshop. And with that said, hit the subscribe button and let's get started. Okay guys, so here we have the 3D scanner. It's by 3D Maker Pro, and these guys, if you don't know about them, they've just launched a Kickstarter project. Well, they didn't launch, but it was just a couple of days ago, I think, and they raised over $1 million for their scanner. So this is a company that's really invested in 3D scanning. They create really great products, but since I haven't used them before, I'll give my verdict at the end of the video. So here is the scanner that I got. You can see it's the 3D scanner mold, and if you can see over here, you can see it comes in 3 versions. We have the standard version, then the premium version, and then we have the luxury version. So mine is checked the premium version. That means I got the premium version. Of course, you can get the standard and the luxury versions. Difference in prices, you can just check the website for the prices of the different versions. And in case you're wondering, just in case you're wondering which version you should get, let me just give you a quick lowdown. So for the standard version, you get basically the basic stuff that you need to get started with 3D scanning. Basically that's your scanner. Basically I think just the scanner. Then for the premium version, apart from the scanner, you get a tripod and also you get a turntable. Basically a turntable is just going to make your work easier when you're scanning small stuff. And then you have the luxury version. So for the luxury version, the only difference is that apart from the turntable that we have in the premium version, it also has a color kit. With a color kit, you're able to scan things in color. And apart from that, you're able to scan things and get their texture in a nice way. So if you're really into animation and stuff like that, where your models need to have that texture and that color, then definitely you want to go with the luxury version because of the color kit. But then if you're just into 3D printing, just scanning a couple of things for yourself, friends, and maybe a small business, I think the premium version is going to be handy. But if you're really on a low budget and you just want to get started with 3D scanning, then by all means go for the standard version. Pricing difference, not really much, just check the website, and after you've made up your mind, pick up the one that you want. Let's get started with the unboxing. So we have the box. I've already opened the scanner. So inside the box, you get this lovely case. Well, you can see from the 3D Maker Pro. I have the logo over there. The box feels, it's not really a box, the case. The case feels very sturdy. I really like it. Dark in color, definitely easy to clean in case you get some dust or anything like that. Well, that's that with the case. I'm just going to open it. Well, look what we got in here. Everybody can see that? Okay, so let's see, what do we have? First off, we have some cables. This is definitely a USB cable. And then have another item over here. This is what? So this is part of the tripod. And that's the part of the tripod. Then of course have another cable over here. Looks like the power cable. This looks like the power cable. Another item. This the stands for the tripod. These are the tripod stands. For some reason, this is their standard height. I would have preferred if they could, perhaps they could be adjustable, but we'll see how they do. You got this, definitely a charger. You can see some head over there. Then a couple of heads, couple of charger heads. Depending on your region, you might want to use specific heads. So yeah, like this one. Let me see. Have this one. We have this one. I'll use this one because this is what I prefer using. You guys can use whichever one you prefer. So I'll just fix it inside the charger. Just to fix it, just make sure you try to find out where it goes in nicely. From there, just press it and turn, and it's fixed. Yeah, so there is our charger. Then we have another small item over here. This is definitely part of the tripod. You can see, yeah, this is part of the tripod. And we have a turntable. This is the turntable. Some white stuff with a USB port, normal USB port, not a Type-C port. So definitely this is the cable that connects to this turntable. And then we have the big man in the room, should I say our special guests. So this is the 3D scanner called the Mole. You can see it's very, very small, fits in handy in my arm and in my hands. And my kid don't have large hands, so it's something that anyone will find it easy to use. You can see the logo over there on top. It's cut out. Perhaps it helps with the air circulation or something. The lenses, accreditation stuff, and some more stuff over there. Then of course the power place where you put the power cord. So that's that. And then still have a couple of items. If you open these parts, you have this. This is the turntable top. No, it's this. It has some markers over here. So definitely when using this scanner, you won't need to put your own markers. This turntable top goes on top of the turntable, just like that. And finally, what we usually expect, we have a very, very brief manual that shows what's in the case, and also how you're supposed to connect the items. So basically that's that. So we have all the items of the 3D scanner. I'm just going to assemble them and we get to scan our first item. So I'll start with the tripod. This is the easiest one to assemble. Just screw this one over here. Tripod is up. Right. Next, I'm just going to remove this cable, insert the cable into the turntable. So that's gotten in nicely. Still back on the tripod. Let's put this upper part. Let's continue. Let's fix our scanner. Definitely want to fix it up here. I think I should have just, anyway, yeah, so scanner is fixed. Which other item have we not fixed? These, for these chargers I won't need them because I've already chosen my charger, so I'll just put them back there. Yes, we have the power cable. This one is the one that connects the scanner to the laptop and to the power. So when you're connecting this, just make sure, in fact, just to make my work easier, let me unscrew the scanner first, then I fix the cable, and then I'll fix it back to the tripod. So when it comes to fixing this cable, just make sure that this red part, you see this, the red dot, let me see, can you get, there's a red dot over here. I'm not sure if you can see it on the camera, but there's a red dot. Just make sure it aligns with another guide over here. Then let me see, where is it? Okay, it's fixed now, so I'll just screw it back. Man, screwing it seems to be quite challenging. Let me unscrew this and then just, sorry, I think it will be easier this way. Let me get this out of the way. I'm just going to unscrew that so it becomes easier for it to move. So there we go, it's already screwed in. Then I'm going to fasten this nut, fasten nicely. Then I'll just screw the tripod back. So there we go, our setup is coming out nicely. Now that we have already fixed the turntable, we've already fixed the scanner. Oh, sorry, one last step. Have to fix this power charger to the power cable. Simple stuff. Now that we're done with that, just going to connect them to the sockets and the laptop and get started with our first scanning. Okay, so there we go, there's the setup. You can see the scanner over there. Then we have the turntable over there. I've already fixed the scanner to the socket. Then I'm just going to fix the turntable to my laptop. And when you fix the turntable to the laptop, you can see it starts spinning. So this is where you're supposed to put the item that you want to scan. And I have this young man over here. I think we can scan this guy. Let me see, can he balance? Yeah, so this is the little dude that we're going to scan. And hopefully after giving him a good scan, we're going to 3D print him and see how he comes out, perhaps compare whether there are any disparities in terms of quality, height, size, and things like that. So there's the setup. And just before you continue to the real scanning, let me talk a little bit about this scanner. So first off, the scanner is only good for things that are about 20 centimeters by 20 centimeters. So small items, small to medium items, things like this. But then if you have something that's much larger, for instance, this chandelier that we laser cut a while ago, you can still 3D scan it, but then you won't be able to, you probably need to scan it using the handheld mode. By handheld mode, what I basically mean is just get your scanner and go around the item as you scan it, different scans, and then you're going to combine them at the end to get your final render. So for any small items that are less than 20 centimeters, this should be good because it provides the best scans when it can get a full picture of it in one go. But if you have a very large item like this one, you'll have to take different scans of the part and then join them together at the end. And it can be a hit or miss. Sometimes it comes out nicely, sometimes it doesn't come out. I also have another small Lego toy over here. This one fits in nicely. So basically just anything that can fit on the turntable, it can be easily scanned. But if you have something larger, then you're going to have to use the handheld mode, and that one is a little bit tricky than just using the table mode, which is basically putting the items on the turntable and letting the scanner do its thing. Another thing, the scanner is supposed to scan items that are about 20 centimeters to 40 centimeters. So that means the scanner really has to be close to the items. So you can't scan an item from, let's say, when you are about 1 meter away. It's not going to get the details really. And if you're also too close to the item, it's not going to get the best results. The best thing is that the software you're going to use is going to show you the optimal distance where you're supposed to put the scanner for you to get the right details. I think with that said, you're ready to get scanning. Now that we've talked about the scanner, let's talk about some items that are now going to be easy to scan with this handheld scanner. So first off, things that are very, very shiny. You're going to have, yes, you can scan them, but you're going to need to treat them in some way. Usually you'll want to spray them with a scanning spray, or there are also some other alternatives like using baby powder. I've even seen people using flour and things like that. So you can treat these items that are shiny for them to be recognized by the scanner. Apart from that, items that are very, very black, they'll need some form of treatment if you want to scan them. And well, basically that's that. Oh, the other thing is the scanner cannot really get some, it can't really scan hair. So if you are scanning a person, it's going to be challenging when it comes to scanning the hair. You'll have to use some tricks for you to get some good results. So this scanner also uses NRI, that's near infrared, which is safe to the eyes or safe to the body. So that means you can use the scanner to scan somebody. And I think in a couple of days or weeks, we're going to do a test on scanning someone and probably 3D printing them. That's going to be a fun experiment. So with that said, let's just get to the computer. Let's get started with scanning. So I've decided I'm going to scan this small Bambi toy. Ideally, you want something that is small because this scanner is best for smaller objects, things that are about 20 centimeters or less, something that is going to fit the turntable. Of course, you can scan larger items, but that will mean you'll have to use the easy scan mode, which will mean you have to hold the scanner on your hand and move it around the object. But if the object is small in size and it can fit on the turntable, then the scanning process is much easier. So to start the scanning process, the first thing you need to do is you need to have the software from 3D Maker Pro. I'll just go to Google, then search for 3D Maker Pro, or you can just go to 3dmakerpro.com. That's the official website of the manufacturer. It's taking some time to load. And when you get on the website, what you want to do is you want to look for the software, and the software is usually found under the support section. Then I'll click on download. When you reach the download section, you'll see a couple of softwares. Choose the one for the machine that you're using. So for myself, I'm using a Windows machine, so I'll select the Windows version. Then I'll just download the latest version over there. Of course, if you wish, you can download other versions, but I prefer the latest one because the latest one is easier to use and has a ton of features. The software is quite large, about 500 MB, so it will take some time to download. And after it has downloaded, the next process is just to install it. You install it in the usual way that you install any other software. And after the installation process, then we'll be ready to start our scanning. We'll scan our Bambi. So after it has installed, just open it, and when it opens, you're going to be presented with this quick start window. So on the quick start window, you can see there's some guides on the various parts of the software. You can see the toolbar, the title bar, work mode, 3D view, and a couple of other things. You can just go through the quick start guide so that you know what to do with the software. But since I'm familiar with the software, I'll just close it. And after closing it, next you can see we have 3 scanning modes. We have the easy scan, the table scan, and the edit mode. So for the easy scan, this basically means you're going to be holding your scanner on your hand and move around the object as you scan it. For the table scan, this basically means you're going to put your object on the turntable, then the turntable will rotate and the scanner will be fixed at a particular place. So the easy scan mode is better for scanning large objects that cannot fit on the turntable, or perhaps for one reason or another the scanner has a difficult time just getting the object in the field of view. So you can use the easy scan mode for that. And the table scan method is best for smaller objects like this Bambi toy, objects that are about 20 centimeters or less that can fit on the turntable. So I'll just select table scan mode, and before I do that, you can see on the right hand side, that's the preview of the object that you want to scan. And this blue thing that you see over here, this is a preview of the turntable because the scanner is focused on the turntable at this time. So I'll just go to table scan. Then when you go to table scan, the first thing you need to do is you need to do an initial scan. So the initial scan, what happens is the scanner is going to get the points of the turntable, and after it has determined the turntable, it will be easier for you later on when you want to remove the turntable from the objects. It will be much easier. So the scanner basically detects the turntable so that it can differentiate it from the object that you're going to place on it. So just click initial scan with nothing on the turntable. After it has gone a couple of seconds, just one full round, that's enough. Then you can just click the red button to stop it, and then you're going to be ready for your scan. So I'll just stop it. Then I'm going to put my Bambi on the turntable, make sure it's centered properly, and I can see it on the viewfinder. Then I'll just click scan. So it's starting to scan. And just so you know, when you see these green areas, that means those are the areas that the scanner is seeing. And you can see on the view window the object itself, and here is the object. You can see it rotating over here. And then on the left hand side, you can see it's written excellent. That means the distance between the scanner and the object is excellent. In case the distance is too near or too far, you're going to be given a notification. It's going to be red, and that will mean you'll have to change the distance. So you have to play around with how you place the object. So our scan has finished. You can see how the Bambi is coming out. It has scanned the top. Of course, the bottom part, you can see it's empty because the scanner did not reach that. So we have to change the position of the object so that you can also get to scan the bottom side. Now this is very important, especially if you have items that are in 3D, because the scanner cannot scan bottom places. So you have to position your object in such a way that it captures all the areas. So to start the next scan, I'm just going to click append. So append basically means you're going to do another round of scan, and that round of scan is going to be fused together with the first scan so that you get the final object. So I've just clicked append. I've positioned my deer or my Bambi, then I'll just click scan. Of course, you can see on the view window, that's how the deer is positioned, and you can see the scanner is now scanning the bottom part. You can see the position is excellent, so everything is going on nicely. And usually the 3D model will only go about 1 or 2 rounds before it finishes processing, because it's that powerful. If you wish, you can click the red counter to stop the scanning, but I usually just like it to stop by itself because it will have gathered all the points in the object. There it has stopped, it's now rebuilding. So you can see our final scan, it's there, it's looking nice. Now the next thing we need to do is we need to combine the 2 scans. The first scan that we did, that is the top scan, and this second scan that we've done, the bottom scan. And to do that, basically in this software it's called aligning. Aligning basically means combining the 2 scans so that they form one final object, and you have to select the layers that you want to align. For this scan we only scanned 2 times, so we have 2 layers. If you had scanned multiple times, you'll have multiple layers, and you can see the layers are color coded for easy identification. So you have to select the layers that you want to align together. So I'll just select the first scan, and there's the first scan. You can see the first scan and the second scan, how they look like. Now just click align, and the software automatically aligns the objects. If you wish, you can manually align them. There's also a manual option, but I've found that the automatic alignment is very accurate because it uses AI and it's quite fast. So I'll just click align, and there we go. You can see it's aligning, and after aligning you can see it's finished. Let's look at our object. You can see how it looks like. This is how the object looks like. You can see the turntable on top and on the bottom, and the 2 objects have been combined. So we'll just need to delete the turntables to remain with our Bambi that has been scanned. So to remove the turntables, just click the selector tool, then select the turntable part of it. When it's highlighted in red, it means it's ready for deletion, so just select a part of it. And when you're selecting, just make sure you've clicked Control, then simply click Delete. So there we have our Bambi scan, and you can see there's some blemishes outside, but that's not a big deal. We're going to remove them in the next process. So over here, for us to process, we'll just click Repair, and what Repair does is it simply if there are any holes or openings in the model, is going to automatically close them. So that's what Repair is all about. And you can also click Remove Noises. Noises are all these other blemishes that are around the model. Then click Process. Of course, we're going to give our file a name, so I'll just choose Deer Toy Deer. Click Apply, then select the 2 databases you want to process. They are processed now, or they are processing, sorry, and this takes quite some time depending on how complex your object is. And let's see how our final model is going to turn out. So the processing takes a couple of seconds, and well, let's first of all save this file. Let's give it a name. That's the Deer Toy. Okay, so let's see. So there is our final scan. You can see the 2 scans were appended. Now the whole thing is closed. There are no open places, but just a few blemishes over here, but we can easily remove them. Like on the legs, I've seen some blemishes, so let's just select one of these tools. Make sure you are clicking Control, then select the area that you want to remove while clicking Control down. After selecting the area, then right click the mouse, and it's going to turn pink. That means it's ready for deletion. Then just click Delete. So I'm also going to remove this other part. Control, select the part, right click, turns pink, delete. So there is our model. You can see we only went for 2 scans, and it's looking really good. So we can export it to any format that we want, OBJ, STL, or the other format. And since we're going to 3D print it, I'll just choose STL. I'll select a place to save it, and well, that's that. So in a nutshell, that's how the 3D Maker Pro mold scans, and this is how the software works. So there we have it. You can see our STL file is there. We can now later go on and 3D print it. And that's an overview of how the 3D mold scanner software works. So there we go. You've seen an overview of the scanner, and I really like how handy it is, how easy it is to use, and basically it just makes 3D scanning quite easier, even if you're a beginner or even if you're an advanced user. So a couple of things that I probably will have liked to see. My main issue is with this tripod. It's a fixed one. I think it would have been better if we had an adjustable tripod, just because items vary in size, and sometimes you want to place the scanner on top of the item so that it gets all the details. So having an adjustable tripod would have been better, and that is my main issue with this package. And it's not really an issue with the package because the scanner itself is working nicely. The tripod, you can get any adjustable tripod off Amazon or your favorite store, so that's not really a big deal. So if you really want to get started with 3D scanning, I highly recommend that you get the 3D mold. You can get the scanner using the link at the description section. It's quite handy and it's good for small to medium sized objects. If you're looking if you'll be scanning quite large objects, you want to check other scanners that 3D Maker Pro has on their website. You can see the range that they come in, you can see the prices, you can see their resolution and all other details on the website. So overall, quite a handy scanner. I am very happy with it. I'm going to be doing some more tests in the future. We'll be scanning shiny objects, we'll be scanning people, we'll be scanning very minute objects. We just want to see the results that this scanner is going to give us with those items. So far, this is a very great scanner, and I highly recommend it to anyone who wants to get started with 3D scanning. If you have any questions about the scanner, or you have any experiments that you want us to do with the scanner, let me know in the comment section below. We'll be sure to review them and implement those ones that you guys are asking for. But overall, this is a handy scanner. I really love it. If you enjoyed the video, please click the subscribe button. It helps with the algorithm. Plus, you also get to be the first one to see new videos when you post them. Until next time, stay making, do great things, and just be a happy person. No need for you to be sad.